Scorn, the Wadies present Rubens. John Kowalczyk for the best feature head in the scene of the Delmar houses with the roof lines. Call it A New Wave. Jim Baird, best news photo for this lovely children's salute to Martin Luther King. Howard Lippin for one of the most remarkable news photographs I've ever seen. I really thought that was an extraordinary piece of graphic art. Had a lot of motion and flow and excitement. Best sports photo goes to Sean Happy. John Cook dropping his glove after sinking a long one. Best local sports story, Nick Canepa, who unveiled the mercenary side of Lou Holtz, Notre Dame. Mercenary Holtz, blinded by his own hypocrisy. Good guess, too. Best enterprise story, Sharon Jones on Mrs. America, knocking off her welfare payments. Someone was just telling me this morning that her plastic surgeons are hiding out down at Capo San Lucas, too, so that part of it doesn't come out. Best spot news, Lola Sherman, who stepped into the breach. Fernando was hailing, and between the two of them did a great job on the poor Mexican with the shovel. Best scene story, Gordon Smith's lovely country store at Campo. And Catherine Balance, best feature story, down the dead, the collapse of the Debutante Ball in La Jolla. And a lovely little page one bright. Best sectional story, Bill Hagan on the Grand Canyon review, a splendid piece of work. Gonna miss that. Best financial story, Ann Perry, Canadian authorities moving in on the penny stock swindler. Best page design goes to Chris Lindblad for the scene page, which matched that bold picture with a very bold head. Didn't knock him dead, makeup. Best weekly page design to Penny Lingo for this nifty travel cover. Good Alaskan art. Jim Michaels gets a special merit award for this. I put you up for another damn good idea for tomorrow's headline. I mean, 3 or 4 of us arrived at what we thought was a great last day headline, and Dennis was far better, and we're using it. I love it. We're history, exclamation. Best short story, Kelly Thornton with another Thornton-esque shot here. The Oceanside. Some idiot jumped our 8-foot fence, got in one of our marked police units, put the mic to his mouth, and started singing rap. That's just a perfectly beautiful cotton quote. Best Saturday column, Jane Clifford on the school nurses. Once again, proud of all of you. Under the circumstances, it's amazing. Thank you all, and the winners, I believe, got some extra money in yesterday's checks. I think that's right. Mr. Wady, you have some announcements?
No announcements, really. I'd like to thank Sylvia and Pat Dipsey for all the work they've done on the monthly contest, which brought us together once a month, and the other contests too. experience for all of us, and one we never expected to happen again. I think we can all be proud that when we look back on our careers that we worked for a really good newspaper, and it's the people that count, and I think the staff, 191 people that we've had the last few months, is the best staff that I've been associated with in all the 21 years that I've been with the Tribune in 2 different stints. And, we owe a lot to our editor for creating the environment that made us all work hard.
Mentioned it in his absence. Bob's work on the transition team was absolutely dogged. Brilliant too, but dogged. I know that dogged. I've heard a lot from your wife about that. In that connection, I have one final little piece of fatherly advice for the 131 of us who are going to do this. Partly because some of us are going for the first time into an AM time slot. We're in a position of receiving a bit of instruction, coding and mechanics. I just want to urge all of you not to allow that to change anything about what you've been doing or how you've been doing it. And I'm not suggesting any belligerence or uprising, quite the contrary, but I'm simply saying, be yourselves, be proud of what you have done, realize that there wouldn't be 131 of us moving over if all of you weren't coveted for the future. And remember that Helen Copley insisted on the equal merger because she wanted the Tribune spice and excitement, and I believe informality and sense of fun to show in this new paper starting Sunday. Don't forget who you are.
Interesting too, I think that the Tribune readers have mostly stayed with us to the very end.
Where's George Diston? Get over. I was about to say, until yesterday's blessed event, that George was the senior officer departing. Mr. Turley.
Got my camera out when Neil found about taking pictures.
All this last year or two when I've been telling you that I hope things are going to be all right, but I didn't have any good news. It was in between being closeted with that unfortunate man. I've always sworn never to take any glee in anyone's losing their job. I may make an exception.
Forgot to mention that there'll be a souvenir for each of you that's not arrived yet, and so those who are leaving, be sure and give us your address. Make sure we have your address where you receive it. And Rex, somebody that's not a couple.
Yes. We haven't cut in on you.
Is that my clue?
We haven't cut in on you. Anybody want to listen to George for a minute? I don't know if
Everybody's already said it. I've said it before. In almost 40 years, the current days are better than the old days. And the Tribune staff has never been better in all that time. This has been a great group. It's just too bad we're going to see the last of us tomorrow. Dave Procock couldn't be here. He's had a couple of line operations. We have to pass on the best regard. Worked with all of you.
we're proud to have had you, sir. I will tell you it was a particular pleasure for me to have a managing editor who came to work here 2 years after I did in 1952, and I knew what to expect from Mr. Dissinger, and you never let us down.
Thank you.
A fine tenure. There may be a few media people drifting up to talk to you. Lenny Bernstein from the LA Times is downstairs. Herb is convening a press conference. He and Jerry and Karen, they invited me to attend, which would have been proper, but I said we had this schedule and I would rather be here, so we have no complaint about that. But some of the visiting media will be probably drifting up to talk to you shortly. Hope you have nothing but pride to convey. Although we have a whole lot of different feelings, that's the one I try to wear on the outside. We're coming through with a very strong presence, and still be a very dominant force in the San Diego news media. Anybody have any, we're waiting for the cake, we're waiting for the coffee. Check is in the mail.
Yeah, I think it's great that we had this last gathering because it's a chance for some of us to say goodbye, probably the last chance. And I'm really glad to have worked here. And I took 2 days off comp time this week because Jim Mike says, get out of here and use it up. And I think people thought I left. I came back. And I'm glad I stuck around. And Neil, you mentioned the word feelings. I think I have a lot of feelings. I know everyone else does. Just all high, good feelings about what's happened in the last, for me, 25 years. And I remember the high points of those years and how things have changed over the years. It's just been fantastic. When I came to work here in 1967, it was like I was coming to work for Stars and Stripes. The military ran the town. I was cleaning out my desk. I found my old Marine Corps dog tag, you know.
For years, as I remember.
Jack Gregg, I think he fought with Custer, though. But I remember how things changed. The anti-war movement came along, you know, and the paper was slow to recognize what was going on. And I remember standing out on the steps of City Hall with this captain, retired Navy captain, who was city councilman Sam Lofton at the time. This guy had been at Pearl Harbor, you know, and they're sitting there, and they're standing there really criticizing the people marching, you know, and God, what a bunch of weirdos, and geez, sad. And so I was sort of trying to agree with him, yeah. Pretty soon, these little kids walking by, and they wave and said, hi, Dad, it's me, and they're like little kids on it, Dad. And my soon-to-be ex-wife. that was another City Hall deal. That was, you know, in those days we didn't have the EPA or Sierra Club wasn't active. We didn't, you know, nobody cared much about sewage. In those days. But I was a young guy in City Hall, and I heard about this big pipeline they were building under San Diego Bay that would take everything that we flushed to Point Loma, and it had broken down, you know, and stopped up. So I called the city desk, and there was a long silence, you know. And then this voice says, Richmond, nobody gives a crap about sewage unless it's coming up their bathtub. How things have changed. But,
Tell that to Captain.
now they major in sewage in college. Anyway, I just wanted to thank you for the good times.
Right, we've gone full circle. Balance, we put her up for a Pulitzer on sewage.
Also, I remember Joe Stein's party that he had a few years ago. That was great. And one other thing, sometimes I apologize for being in the wrong place. You know, I remember the North Park fire, and I think Hassmeyer had a party in the parking lot. I have to admit, I stayed at the party and watched North Park burn that day, but I couldn't
I have one last Tribune rumor to track down.
Tribune rumor.
Any truth to the persistent rumors that the papers are being sold?
Any truth to the persistent rumors that papers are being sold? I hesitate to stand up here and make a blanket denial. I don't think so. I mean, Helen said yesterday she wouldn't go through all this. Pain and agony for her and others. Earthline denied on TV, right? Well, I'll deny it on the 13th.
Yeah. Didn't he deny a lot of things in the Nixon administration, too?
This is certainly a lousy time to try to sell a newspaper. In terms of market. Who knows? I hope not. I don't think so. I don't. I thought we had a couple more years, too, so let's see if we'll see a lot of you tomorrow, I hope. Don't have to come. We'll be around for a couple of, I think maybe events is coming up. Employee relations, our tour expert, we're going to set up a couple of press room tours, 10 and 12. For those of you who want to drift by, bring the family and wave goodbye to the Tribune. Everybody's welcome.
What are they estimating that they'll run? How many copies do you think will run tomorrow? You know, is it
Anybody have any information?
They've been talking about 10,000 extra.
10,000 extra is what I heard. Well, 10,000 extra for the souvenir package. And by the way, all of you next week, including everybody whose name I read, will be able to pick up a souvenir package just by going by circulation window, some desk. I don't know what they're setting up, but everybody has one of those awaiting them, which is, of course, the last Union, the last Tribune, and the first Union Tribune. They are, I know, printing 10,000 extra of each for that purpose. I don't know how many additional. I think we've ordered up 500 extra.
Yeah, we have. The press run will be in the 150, 160 copies.
Bedell guesses 150,000 press run. So there'll be plenty of last.
If we kept that up, we wouldn't be here. Right?
That's true.
Jet? Party news?
Yeah, I want to remind everybody about the party tonight. I know I've gotten a couple calls from people who are leaving that said they didn't really feel like celebrating, but this is really kind of our last bash and a chance to say goodbye to everybody who's going, as well as to kind of get acquainted with people across the hall for those of us who are going to be staying. So I hope everybody can come. We've got a room that I hope is big enough, but everyone's to bring your significant others, your families, whatever. It should be. Hope it be a good time. It'll certainly be kind of a mixture of a happy and a sad occasion. So please come if you can. I'm still accepting some donations. Apparently we have almost enough to cover the band, but I found out that most of the funds for this party came from out of pocket from someone who would rather be unmentioned across the hall. But if we get any extra, it'll go back to reimburse that. So.
Jeff, Catherine Ballant is desperately seeking advice on what to
wear.
Can you provide any?
No, I don't really know what to tell Catherine to wear. I mean, she always.
What are you gonna wear?
Yeah.
What are you gonna wear?
I've never seen this room, but I'm told it's fairly elegant room.
Disco, isn't it, Chad? Disco.
Disco, wear your polyester, I guess.
Double knit, yeah.
And you're gonna tell Fernando if his group can play Satin Doll, I'll say.
Yeah, I heard Neil Morgan is going to be sitting in with the band tonight, so that alone should be worth coming for.
I can get a few numbers in.
So if you want to chip in, just stop by my desk. I'll be packing all day today. But anyway, I hope whether you contribute or not, I hope everybody can come.
Preston, it makes me uneasy that you're not asking any questions.
Well, I'm in pre-op. I'm going to my gossip lobotomy this afternoon. Chad, I am wearing Catherine's debutante gown.
All right.
Columns. I don't know how that's going to work out, but I hope it works out. We have a whole lot of people who would miss you terribly. Just want to tell you, Bill Tribune, that wonderful column. Better keep doing something. Yeah, we all got it. John, thank you. Any of you graphics people have any previews of Sunday's debut? I know Allison has presented us with a pre-run travel section already. That has some of the trademark. Here's the commemorative section. Rick, are you in here? Yep. I really look forward to reading Rick's story. He's found out more stuff about me than I remember. Used to be a reporter myself, apparently. Not Willie just pointed out. Channel 10 and 39 got the choice news location right below the index. I mean, the choice ad location. Must have paid for that. that tells a story right there.
Hey, Morgan, it's cake.
Cake time? Let's see it. All right. First cake's here. Two to come. Who's cutting? Oh. All right. is over this way. So drift around and try hard not to do any work.
That's right. All right, it's trying to move up.
No, the big news was the press conference downstairs in which they announced that there was going to be a merged newspaper.
You're kidding.
No, really.
Wait, there's going to be a new newspaper?
That's right. It's going to be rewritten in broadcast style so the TV stations will have a place to get their news.
Helmer, you're UPI. What are you going to do tomorrow?
Want a phone call?
I think I'm going to, well, I'm off tomorrow, so I think I'll just get up early, have a couple beers, wait till the new Union Tribune is delivered to my doorstep about sunup, and then...
This will be ready right after that.
This is true, and, well, I think I'll just kind of take it easy the rest of the day.
How's that on you?
Mike, show that. Show it. Are these your sisters?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean? You get personal now.